I invoiced my brother for every move since 2019. So my brother Marcus has this thing where he thinks my time isn't real, like it just floats out there, free, waiting for him to grab whenever he wants it. I own a small moving and hauling business. Truck, dolly, straps, the whole setup. It's how I pay my mortgage. And since I've had that truck, Marcus has decided I'm basically his personal moving service. The first time was 2019. He was moving into a new apartment and asked if I could help. Of course, he's my brother. I gave up a whole Saturday, hauled his couch up 3 flights, wrecked my back on his stupid dresser. At the end, he handed me a lukewarm beer and said, "Thanks, man, you're a lifesaver." That was it. No gas money, nothing. Then it just kept happening. Every year, sometimes twice a year. New place, new girlfriend's place, storage unit, his buddy's garage. Every single time it was, "Hey, you got the truck this weekend? Should be quick." It was never quick. And I kept saying yes because that's what you do, right? Family. But here's what got me. Last spring, I asked Marcus to watch my dog for 1 weekend while I went to a wedding. 1 weekend. He goes, "Bro, I can't just drop everything. I've got a life." I stood there holding the phone like, "Are you serious? This is the guy I've moved 11 times. 11. I actually counted because that night something in me just snapped and I sat down and made a list. Every move, every date, how many hours, what a real company would have charged. Gas, mileage, my labor, the works. I have the invoices from other jobs so I know exactly what I bill. I added it all up. $4,780. I didn't send it right away. I sat on it for a couple months, still stewing. Then in July, he calls me, all casual. "Yo, I'm moving again. The new place is way bigger. You free the 19th? Should be quick." So I said, "Sure, I'll send you a quote first though." He kind of laughed. "A quote? For what?" "For the move. Same as any customer." He goes, "Come on, don't be weird. You're my brother." I said, "Yeah, and I've moved you 11 times for free since 2019. I made an itemized invoice for all of it. I'll send it over." Silence. Then, "You're joking, right?" I emailed it that night. Every line. March 2019, 1 bedroom, 3rd floor, 6 hours, $340. August 2021, storage unit run, 4 hours, $220. All 11 dated, totaled at the bottom, and a note at the top that said the 12th move on the 19th would run him $380 payable up front, friends and family rate. He called me screaming, "You're gonna charge your own brother? What kind of person does that?" I said, "The kind who asked you to feed his dog for 2 days and got told you've got a life. That's different." "How's it different, Marcus? Walk me through it." He couldn't. He just kept going in circles. "It's family, you don't nickel and dime family." So I said, "Funny, because family is exactly who you nickel and dimed. You just did it with my time instead of your money." Then he pulled the mom card, called our mom, told her I was extorting him. She calls me that evening. "Honey, he's your brother. You can't send him a bill." I said, "Mom, did he ever pay me for a single one of those moves?" She goes quiet then, "Well, no, but that's not the point." "That's exactly the point. Ask him how many times he's helped me back." She didn't have an answer. Neither did he. He didn't pay the $4,780. I knew he wouldn't. That was never really the point. But he also didn't get his move on the 19th. He had to rent a U-Haul and beg 2 coworkers with the promise of pizza. I heard from my cousin that it took them 9 hours and somebody dropped his TV. Couple weeks later, Marcus texts me, no apology, just, "You free next month? Moving my girlfriend in." I sent him back the quote, $380, due Friday. He read it and typed for a long time, little dots appearing and disappearing. Finally, it just said, "Never mind." He hasn't asked me for the truck since. And honestly, my back's never felt better.